What if I told you there's a grape variety that can fool even experienced sommeliers in blind tasting? It has the reputation of being a shape-shifting chameleon that tastes like strawberries and herbs in France, licorice and cinnamon in Spain, fig and leather in Italy, and bold, fruit-forward wines with crisp acid in the United States, all while being exactly the same grape variety. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Eat, Drink, Fun Beverage Study podcast. I'm Chris, and today we're cracking the code on this mysterious grape known as Grenache, or Garnacha, in its home country of Spain. Here's why this matters. If you are studying for a wine exam, this grape variety will challenge everything you know about varietal character. And if you're just a curious wine lover, understanding Grenache's secrets will unlock some of the wine world's greatest values. We're talking about wines that punch way above their price point. We will systematically work through everything from history to viticulture, winemaking, service standards, and top producers. So grab a glass and let's uncover why Grenache may be one of the most underrated grape varieties on the planet. Let's go. Let's get to section 1 of the tasting. In part 1, the appearance. Grenache, the clarity is generally clear to bright, can be hazy in natural or minimally filtered styles. The intensity is medium to deep. The color is ruby to garnet in youth, garnet to brick with age. Other observations, it may exhibit oxidation earlier than some varieties due to lower anthocyanin and phenolic levels. Part 2, aromas on the nose. The aroma intensity of Grenache is medium to pronounced, depending on age and origin. The aroma characteristics, and this is important for tells for blind tasting. Always look for lifted red fruit aromas, often with garrigue or dried herb elements and occasional oxidative notes. Garrigue is the word that describes the low-lying brush and scrubland in the Mediterranean basin. And if you've ever been to Spain, southern France, Italy, or Greece, and walked through these drought-resistant bushes, the dry, earthy smell is the olfactory trigger that we're talking about. Primary aromas. Tree fruit occasionally occurs with baked apple in oxidized examples, but primarily we're talking about red fruit, strawberry, raspberry, and cherry. You can also find black fruit, plum, mulberry, especially in warmer climates or older wines. Dried or cooked fruit includes fig, prunes, and stewed strawberries. Floral, dried rose petal. Herbaceousness, look for dried herbs in that garrigue. Herbal notes include thyme and rosemary. Pungent and spice notes include white pepper, clove, licorice, and cinnamon. Earthy and mineral notes include dusty earth, hot stones, and slate, especially in Priorat. Other notes include leather, cocoa, and occasionally iodine or iron in older wines. Secondary aromas. Yeast is rare unless in a rosé or a sparkling wine. For example, Garnacha is one of the few grapes that are allowed in cava. Malolactic fermentation is mild, occasionally a creamy texture, but it's not overt. As to oak, it is common, especially in Priorat and Châteauneuf-du-Pape, where Grenache is aged in old oak and occasionally in new French barrels. Tertiary aromas. It does have sometimes some deliberate oxidation, particularly in aged or traditionally made wines. Fruit development is dried fruit, leather, fig, and prune. From bottle age, you get that tobacco, dried herbs, balsamic, and forest floor. Regional variations are especially important if you're blind tasting. In the Southern Rhône, expect red berries, garrigue, and earth. In Priorat, look for minerality and dark fruit to dominate. In Sardinia, expect robust alcohol and dried Mediterranean herbs. In Australia, it's all about ripe fruit and spice. And in the US, expect bold, fruit-forward red fruit and crunchy acidity. As to aroma development, it is the full spectrum. You have a youthful, developing, or fully developed Garnacha. Part 3, palate and structure. Sweetness is dry. Can be off-dry, there are some sweet versions, they are rare. Acidity, medium to medium-low. Tannin, low to medium, higher if blended from old vines. Alcohol is medium to high. It often exceeds 14%, especially in warmer climates. The body is medium to full. The flavor intensity is medium to pronounced. Flavor characteristics mirror the nose: red fruit, dried herb, earthy notes, white pepper, and sometimes cocoa or licorice. The finish is medium to long. It can be warming due to the alcohol. Finally, part 4, the conclusion and the distinctions for blind tasting. If you find a low tannin red with high alcohol and lifted red fruit and spicy garrigue, you may be on the right track. Often with noticeable warmth and soft structure, it lacks the deep color or tannic grip of Syrah or Cabernet Sauvignon. Section 2, the history. The origin of Garnacha. It is native to Aragon, Spain. It spread over the Pyrenees to Roussillon and then to the Southern Rhône Valley. No known parents, but its offspring are the crosses including Garnacha Tintorera, that's Alicante Bouschet, it's a Tontier grape. Pseudonyms: Garnacha in Spain, Cananó in Sardinia, Alicante in California, which is often misused, and Garnacha in Catalonia. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Section 3, Viticulture. The grape characteristics. It is a late ripening, drought-resistant, and vigorous grape. Thin-skinned, susceptible to oxidation. Garnacha prefers hot, dry climates. It excels in Mediterranean regions. Preferred soils include stony, well-draining soils. It thrives in schist and Priorat and galette roulée, which is in the Southern Rhône. Those are the beautiful large white stones, as well as sandy soils in parts of Spain and Sardinia. Locations of production. In France, you look to the Southern Rhône, Châteauneuf-du-Pape and Gigondas, as well as Languedoc-Roussillon and Provence. In Spain, Aragon, Rioja, Priorat, Campo de Borja, and Navarra. In Italy, it's Sardinia. Australia, look to the Barossa Valley and McLaren Vale. In the United States, it's California, specifically Paso Robles and Santa Barbara County. Section 4, Winemaking. The standard techniques for Grenache is often fermented in concrete or large neutral oak vessels. Extended maceration for depth. It's used in blends, that's the Grenache Syrah Mourvedre blend, occasionally aged in small new oak and Priorat and premium Rhône wines. Blending partners. Syrah and Mourvedre form the classic blending partners for the Rhône blend, known as the GSM. Other blending partners include Cinsault, Carignan, and Connoise. Other less common but sometimes used blending partners include Merlot, Pinot Noir, Roussanne, and Viognier. Grenache is also a key component in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which is a blend of up to 18 varieties of both white and red grapes. Notable vintages. In the Southern Rhône, you have 1998, 2001, 05, 07, 2010, 2016, and 2019. In Priorat, look for 2004, 2005, 2009, 13, 16, and 2019. Section 5, Service and Food Pairing. The temperature for serving Grenache is 15 to 17 Celsius. That's 59 to 63 Fahrenheit. Decanting is recommended for structured or aged examples to soften oxidation and release aroma. If you have a bottle worthy of laying down, we're talking medium to long-term aging, 5 to 15 years for top examples. Glassware, we prefer a large Burgundy-style bowl to emphasize the aromatics and the softer structure. Food pairings. Grenache or Garnacha pairs great with roasted lamb, grilled meats, Provençal and Catalan cuisine, mushroom dishes, charcuterie, and firm cheeses. Rosé styles are great with shrimp, salads, goat cheese, and picnic fare. Section 6, Producers to know. In the Southern Rhône, Domaine de Pégot, Clos de Pape, and Domaine Sans Préfère. In Priorat, look for Álvaro Palacios and Clos Magador. In Sardinia, look for Argiolas and Sella and Mosca. Down in Oz, look for D'Arenberg and Yongera. Back in the United States, look for Tablas Creek and Bonnie Doon. Section 7, Interesting Facts. High-end Grenache is actually attainable. Top-end Châteauneuf-du-Pape is in the $600 range. Top US bottles are in about the $500 range, and incredible bottles from Spain are still in the $300 range. These prices per bottle may seem a little high, but when you consider what a top-end bottle of Burgundy or Bordeaux costs, these are great values. Grenache in the US achieved notable success starting in the 80s thanks to a small group of producers known as the Rhône Rangers. Bob Lindquist of QP Winery and Randall Graham of Bonnie Doon dedicated themselves to producing high-quality red and white Rhône-style wines, and they succeeded. Third, generally, production is on the decline with Grenache. Oceans of inexpensive Grenache have vanished due to EU-funded crop pulls, especially in Roussillon in southwestern France. And in Australia, Grenache was eclipsed, eventually by Shiraz, which is Syrah, and then Cabernet Sauvignon over the last several decades. Grenache is a grape that is on the rise in China. There are over 12,000 acres planted as of 2012. So that is our whirlwind tour of Grenache. It's a grape variety that deserves far more love than it gets. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Eat, Drink, Fun Beverage Study podcast on Apple or Spotify. And while you're at it, please leave a quick review. It only takes a second, but it helps more than you know. And if you're watching on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified so that you never miss any content. Until next time, please eat well, drink better, and always have fun. Llamas.